This is the crazy thing about everyone is you pushed out that I personally don't think anyone is talking about. But I'm going to tell you. When it comes to everyone's you pushed out, I'm going to give you my take on it. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying your reality, you don't need to believe my beliefs, but I feel like there's a lot of miseducation about Neville. And that's why I don't speak on him, I don't talk on him, because a lot of people don't know true Neville. They hear everyone is you pushed out, and they literally think it means everyone is you pushed out. When in my opinion, after having read and reread everything Neville has ever written multiple times, I don't think that's what he's saying. And I'm going to teach you how to use this law to hack reality in your favor and get results in 24 hours or less. So one of the things you first need to understand about everyone is you pushed out, in my opinion, is I don't believe Neville is saying everyone on God's green earth is me pushed out. That would mean the homeless man that's begging for money outside of the Chick-fil-A that's 4 miles up the road is me pushed out. That would mean that a little girl in South Korea is me pushed out. That would mean that someone else on the other side of the planet is me pushed out. And I don't have any interactions with these people, and I don't believe that everyone is me pushed out. I don't believe those people are me pushed out. I believe what Neville means is that people, places, and experiences will be drawn to you to show you what are the dominant assumptions you have within you that need healing, moving, or releasing, and that we are the creators of our reality. We are the gods of our reality, and if people, places, or experiences aren't showing up the way that we'd like, it means that we have to audit. We have to audit the people, places, and experiences because we are a magnet. We are a walking magnet creating our reality by what we believe, how we feel, and what we know to be true, and what we think is possible for us. So with this type of experience, what's important to understand is we're always attracting people, places, and experiences based on our state, as Neville said. But I'm not attracting someone in South Korea. There's no correlation between me and the homeless man at Chick-fil-A. I'm not attracting that, and that's not in my reality. I don't have a dominant experience with the homeless man that's sitting on the side of the road. I don't. And so what I think Neville means is that if something in your reality is not the way that you want, it means that you have to look within the people, places, and experiences that you're attracting now to know the dominant patterns and stories that you possess intrinsically. And that if you like the patterns and you like the experiences and you like the people and you like the places, you don't need to change anything. But that you have the answer key to anything you desire to create in your reality permanently based upon looking at what you're attracting and i.e. looking internally for who you're being and the state that you're offering. Because otherwise, that's like saying that there are some people who attracted murder, who attracted assault. That's a dangerous thing to say. And I don't believe that because that's not a dominant experience. And even if it was, this community shouldn't be about placing blame on people who were attacked. And honestly, this is why I believe manifestation gets you better results than therapy ever would, respectfully. Just got off a call with a client who said the same. And it's because regardless of what you're desiring, the patterns and the stories are what need changing. And a lot of times in therapy, we don't get to the root identity self-concept problem that's keeping us cyclically attracting this not so good stuff. And because we don't get to the root of it, we're just having cathartic venting experiences, which is great for processing trauma, but it's not the thing that solves the problem. So going back to what I said, we are always a magnet for something. Now, whether it's what we want or not, that's a different story. So the way to hack reality in your favor is to audit these people, places, experiences, and stories and seeing what is the state that you're offering that is making you a magnet to the things that you don't want. See, there are always answers that we possess internally, intrinsically, that are attracting that. As an example, there may be someone that you really have a crush on, but right now you're not attracting the version of them that's committing to you, that's prioritizing you, that's wanting you. And you've also had 10 other experiences with men, albeit maybe somewhat different here or there, where this common pattern of not being chosen, committed to, treated well, prioritized keeps coming up. That's a sign that you're attracting it. You're attracting, as an example, based upon the stories and the identity underneath it. So if your dominant experience and identity is I'm not good enough, Sarah may attract I'm not good enough in the form of a guy ghosting her, because that validates that she's not good enough. Robert may attract an experience with a woman where she cheats on him because his dominant story is I'm not good enough, and therefore a circumstance, a situation, an experience has to be attracted to him to mimic what the dominant identity, what they know to be true to him. And Stefania may attract someone who commits to her but also wants to have something else on the side. Because the dominant story underneath that Stefania has is I'm not good enough. Now here's the tricky thing. We don't get to pick how we are hurt. We don't get to pick how other people wound us. If I was to ask you, how many different ways could a person hurt another person to show that they're not good enough? How many do you think you could come up with? Trick question, because the answer is infinite. There's literally an infinite amount of ways to show someone or to teach someone through their actions that they're not good enough. So the first step to heal through that is to forgive yourself and forgive the person. I don't want you to harbor resentment for the person for being a jerk, for not showing up for you, because at the end of the day, you couldn't have attracted better. Because that would have to mean that universal law would have to exempt you, and that's not going to happen. But you harboring resentment about money not being in your reality, you not hitting a 50K month, that guy not choosing you, or giving you the type of treatment that you want is preventing you from hitting your next level because you're taking it personal. You're taking it so personal. It's such a personal attack on you, and it feels off and sticky and uncomfortable in your body, and rightfully so. That's totally valid. But we have to hold these triggers at an arm's length distance away and ask ourselves, what is this trying to teach me? Why does this trigger bother me so much? What identity or state am I in right now? And who do I need to be to shift it? And when you do, you'll realize that the good experiences as well as the bad experiences are honestly like an answer key to an exam. I like to think of manifestation in very light and comical ways. So I like to think of the universe as a test, an exam, a manifestation exam, a universal law exam, and how when we take an exam, we want to get a perfect score. We want to get a high score on the exam. Of course we do. But how to get a high score on the exam or attract the experiences that you want is to audit your reality. Audit the identity and your state of being to see what part of who I'm being is off for the types of people, places, and experiences that I want to attract. What's that story? And how can I shift it? Because knowing that once you change matter, the result you get changes. The universe is just waiting on you to change. If you want my help to work with me closer for 3 whole months and have my eyes and my ears on your situation, telling you exactly how to become the woman who's chosen, wanted, adored, and given goddess treatment to be the woman that men are obsessed with and move mountains for, send me a DM saying the word elevate, and I will give you more information.